Okay. Right now this video is set to only me. I might change that to public depending on how this goes. Alex and I are at the Red Oak Park. This is the technically Watkins Park on Live Oak. They are planning to have a city Easter egg hunt at 6:30. They've marked off the areas for the different age categories. And Alex and I came down and got a bunch of chalk. And we have been chalking messages on the sidewalk. And the city has just figured out that we've been doing this, and there's a police officer approaching us. So we'll see what he says.
ID on you. Why are y'all writing on the sidewalk?
First Amendment rights, free speech, political expression.
To come and write graffiti on the park's property?
Chalk is not graffiti.
Get some ID on it?
I do, but unless I'm being charged with something, then I'm going to...
Right now you're being detained.
Detained for what?
Because you're writing on this property.
Chalking is not against the law.
Okay. Get some ID on it?
I do, but unless I'm being lawfully detained for an actual crime, then I'm going
Not
to...
your property.
It's public property, and it's not against the law
It's
to
owned
write...
by the city.
And it's not against the law to write chalk marks on it.
Come down here.
It's not against the law to use chalk on sidewalks.
I see kids doing it all the time. I don't see anyone complaining about them doing it.
Well, the problem is this your son?
Yes.
Okay. The problem
Stay over
is that
Stay over here.
the people that maintain this, obviously, you know, they do things like they clean the concrete, they change the trash receptacles, they, you know, if something's broke, you know, they fix
I understand
it.
that.
You know, they over maintaining the grounds for the park. It belongs to the city. It's city funded. Okay.
I understand all that.
So this is my issue. If they don't want it here, they have a right to say, no, we don't want that here.
Except that they are very limited in what they can and cannot tell citizens they can and cannot do, especially when it comes to First Amendment expression, political speech. Chalking is not illegal. I'm going to suggest that you guys check with your supervisors, double check what the law is and is not, and make sure you're actually not issuing an unlawful order.
Okay, well.
And I'm notifying you of that because I don't want you guys to get in trouble for issuing an unlawful order.
Okay.
Okay?
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm about to let you know what they're going to do. They're going to power wash this stuff off.
I fully expect them to do something like that.
Yeah.
I cannot stop them from doing that.
No, they're going to get rid of it. And they have an event tonight, so this is going to be clean. They're going to power wash all this stuff. How far did you all go up? How far is this?
Pretty much around a long way.
Around the whole park?
Pretty close.
Pretty close. All right. And what are you trying to do? How are you trying to educate the people? Is that what you're trying to do?
I think our words are pretty clear. I think people know about an upcoming election.
I hadn't seen the rest of it, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically the upcoming election. There's a $74 million school bond on the ballot. That's a whole lot of debt, a whole lot of money, and a tax increase on people that are already suffering from a lot of financial issues right now.
So you're trying to warn people to vote against.
Absolutely.
$74 million school bond.
Yep.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. I'm just giving options here. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I can appreciate that.
Is there a way to do that in a way that you have your sign that belongs to you? It's your property.
Sure, and we've done that too.
And it doesn't affect or deface the value of city property? Is there a way to go about it another way?
There's all kinds of ways to go about it, and this is one of those ways. And chalking is specifically not a crime because it doesn't deface anything, because it's so easy to wash off. It washes off in the next rain.
Okay.
This is why I keep going back to check your laws, make sure you know exactly what law you're enforcing.
So,
Okay.
And what laws you're not actually enforcing.
and I assure you, sir, we're not going to be causing any trouble interfering with any power washing. So,
Right.
we're obeying the law as best we can while also portraying our message as best we can.
Okay.
I mean, if the city wants to waste the time and money and resources to power wash off political speech, that's going to be their PR.
Yeah, well, I can tell you for a fact they're going to do that. You know,
Sure.
probably within the next 5 minutes.
Sure.
So we just wanted to let y'all know.
I
'Cause,
appreciate that.
This is a lot of effort. You know, you guys have to take the time to, buy chalk.
Absolutely.
$5.
You know, get on your knees and have someone.
You know
decent,
what? It happens.
Have someone decent handwriting that somebody can read all this stuff and.
Yep.
Very generous calling.
Yeah, and go all the way. I'm sure, a half mile. I don't know how far back
Yep.
that goes, but
And we'll be happy to record them power washing away political speech.
and it
That's
seems
a whole
like,
nother
and it
thing.
seems like
Yep.
you don't have much of a spread here. What you're saying is they're fairly close
Oh, yeah.
as far as we look at it from a distance
Right.
here.
So you can
know.
see that there's another message up ahead.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Appreciate the compliment.
That's incredible. So it's going to get washed off, unfortunately, for y'all.
That's okay. We'll walk it when the last time.
So I don't know. I mean, I haven't come across this very much. It's different.
Sure.
So
This is one of the great things about living in America is we get to try all kinds of different things as we exercise our rights.
so if it said that you guys can't, and we will enforce if that's the route we're going to go, enforce you guys not doing this or exercising whatever you're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Just get you some signs, please. And,
Oh, we've got signs.
yeah.
That's just a different venue for a different aspect of what we're doing.
Right.
And also, you cannot place political signs on
Public
places.
property. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm not talking about
Okay.
displaying them. I'm just saying, if you want to parade around the park with them and
Yep.
let people read them, then hey, that's
Okay.
what you want to do.
Appreciate the suggestion.
But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have you hang tight. I'm going to go speak to them, and
Mm-hmm.
they're going to bring their equipment in, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have an answer for you in probably in about 2 minutes. So if you guys could be patient enough, and
Sure.
we'll go from there.
We can do that.
All righty? Hang tight.
Fitzgerald, right? Yes.
Question: when you start it in landscape mode, does it stay in is it actually recorded landscape mode, or is it still sideways?
I don't know. When I've tried doing Facebook Live in landscape mode, it never worked. It was just sideways. In fact, at Joe Barton's town hall meeting this last election, his staff was going to Facebook Live his town hall meeting, and they set it up on the tripod sideways.
Oh, yep. Christy says it's sideways.
And So, so yeah, they had it sideways, and I had my computer pulled up, and I was showing them, dude, he's sideways, and they were like, oh man, like, you know, learning curves. That's okay. These days with phones and laptops, you can just turn the computer sideways up on its side. Okay.
Man, this is hilarious.
I know. That's the way it works.
Well, here's another example of wasteful government spending. Man. Good luck, guys. Have fun. Took us what, about an hour to do all that? All this?
Yeah, about.
I was proud of it. Another waste of city resources coming to power wash all the chalk that we wrote along the pathway. That is hilarious.
And that's okay. I was actually expecting that. And just remember, Alex, that unless they are lawfully detaining you, then you don't have to give them ID.
Of course, I didn't give them an
So,
ID.
right.
I didn't give them an ID.
Yeah.
He asked me, "Do you have an ID on you?" I said, "Yep." Well,
That's, I know. He says, well, you're being detained. I was like, being detained for what? Well, graffiti. You know, chalking is not a graffiti.
oh man.
I said, so unless you have a lawful crime that you want to detain me on.
That's hilarious. Well, guys, vote against more wasteful spending. Now that they are coming through to power wash all this chalk off. Huge waste of city resources. That's hilarious. Because they can't handle having some chalk on a
So we've chalked all the way around there,
sidewalk.
down pretty much along every area of sidewalk
That's a lot of power washing.
where the caution tape is. Hey, puppy dog. Poor little dog. He's got cancer, but he's still kind of going. Okay, I'm going to stop this video so I can adjust the privacy setting, and then I will go live again, and we will be recording them power washing all of these messages off of the sidewalk. Okay? So remember, vote no.